thing late in the process, but what were your impressions? What impressions have you gained over the couple months here? And you know, what do you think this group can be in the near future?
Well, one, I'd like to start off saying that this organization is elite, like one of the top I've ever been a part of. Amazing from day one, me coming here. Um, Toronto, the city, the fans, another amazing, you know, um, source and opportunity, and I loved everything about this experience. Um, but as far as the team is, the sky's the limit for every individual on this team. For the simple fact of like, I think we have a good mixture of like young guys with some veteran guys, and obviously like me being the elder statesman. But you know, just this team can be really really scary. I mean, you seen what we were able to do, and almost able to kind of overcome a huge deficit. But the one thing about this team is its will, its fight, continue to be resilient, um, fight through adversity. Um, you know, speaks volume to like the character of everybody on this team. Like we're not just gonna go down without a fight. We're gonna continue to play as hard as we can through that last horn, and live with the results. Obviously, like the outcome didn't come out the way that we wanted it to come out, but you know, we learned a lot about ourselves as a team. We learned a lot about ourselves as individuals, and I think we did a really good job of just going out there and just being there for one another. And I think that was one of the biggest things. But by far, this is one of the best organizations that I played for. Some really really great employees and staff, and the medical staff down up to the coaches and front office. Super is elite, and it's the reason why this organization has had success over the years.
Was that about the style of play? You played, like you said, a lot of places and seen a lot of different styles. Does a bunch of 6'8", 6'9" flying around work overtime?
I think it does. The one thing about this league is there's like a cycle, right? And I've seen several different cycles over the course of time where, to win a championship, you had to have two dominant bigs. To you don't have to have two dominant bigs to win a championship. To you know, big space in the court out and shooting. To every team has to have a dominant point guard. On so down the line, and this can be a new phase of where the league can possibly go. So it's been a cycle, and I've seen several different cycles, throughout this league, and I think I think this team is on the cusp of doing something that's very unique, but it's effective. I mean, we were able to win games with a bunch of 6'8" guys, so you know, and the good thing about this group is there's a lot of interchangeable pieces that can play a lot of different parts and a lot of different roles, and everybody can step in and fulfill any role that's needed to be fulfilled. And that's the great part about having so many guys that's versatile guys.
That to follow up on that point, you guys just played, a 7-foot center, one of the most skilled guys in Joel Embiid. In the games that you guys did with that 6'9" kind of vision did work against him, and it did stifle him. So does that give you confidence that this could work against really anyone in the league?
Yes, for sure. I mean, him and Jokic is the most dominant centers in the league by far. They're Hall of Fame players, superstar players, and we beat both of those teams. And yeah, those guys are gonna get their points, they're gonna get their touches, but we've done a really good job of just throwing bodies at them and making them see multiple guys, and making them have to pass the ball and get other guys involved into the game. Because that's where you lose the game. You lose the game when you let Jokic get 70% of the touches, and you let Joel get 70-80% of the touches. So I think we did a really good job of like just executing like the defensive plans that we've been setting out to do. And that hats off goes to the coaches. You know, they put together these schemes and these plans, and we go out there and try to execute them to the best of our abilities. But you know, they're putting it down on the pen and paper.
When, about those defensive schemes, 3 games, you were pretty much on your stuff and you win twice and won, twice less. I thought there were 3 games where they scored pretty easily and regularly. Is that just a matter of experience and execution, or is there something else that we're missing?
I think it's experience and execution. You know, just being locked in for the 48. You know, that was one of the things that when I was in San Antonio, like the focus was always being locked in for 48, and we break huddles. We say 48 all the time. You know, so I think that's and you know I think that's what we should strive to do. Try to be there for all 48 and make sure that we're executing at the top of our game for all 48. But you know, you know, there will be some, sometimes where it's defensive breakdowns and, lack of, focus on the defensive end. This league is about scoring now. And I think defense sometimes is a lost art. But this team this year, for the time that I've, been here, we've been pretty focused and locked in on the defensive side of the basketball and done a pretty good job of, turning teams over and, pushing the ball down their throats and making sure that, we're getting easy buckets in transition, but also, executing on the offensive end as well.
Pat, you'll have a big decision to make this summer. Not asking you what it's going to be, but what factors will go into it?
I mean, obviously, like, my family, that's number one overall. Like, my kids and my wife is number one. And, just, looking at the team's build and their structure and what we're trying to do and where we're going. And, the focus on the future. Obviously, like, I don't know how long I'm going to play, but, I'll be going into year 16. So, just locking in on getting my body right now, and then however I'm feeling, we'll go from there.
You injured your thumb in this series. How much of an impact?
It was a major impact. Like, it's on my shooting hand, so it's a little hard to do certain things, but I try to get myself involved in the game in other ways, which is playing defense, being there for the guys, vocally, getting reads and passes and getting assists. Me and Chris, we've kind of got this little hookup thing now, right? Just finding him on cuts and reads and stuff like that. But just trying to unlock the intangibles part, of my game. When you're not scoring, you have to find other ways to get into the game, and that's one of the things that I'll be able to unlock is my ability to make reads and plays and passes, and just doing the right things on the court to help the team win.
Is that thing going to need surgery?
I have to talk to Doc to see exactly what he would suggest. At one point we were talking about surgery, and obviously, like, I ruled that out as opposed to to playing, so because I wanted to at least finish the series and just focus on it in the summer, or I can just wait it out and see if it gets better. But I do have the option of having surgery and just correcting everything and making sure everything's good.
What do you like most about the city that's living there?
I like that it's very diverse. It's a multicultural city, and that the fans are they're amazing. Like, they'll say great game and stuff like that, but they're not like overbearing fans. They're not stopping me and asking for 25 pictures and stuff like that, or or they're not like breaking up me and my wife at dinner, or breaking up me and my kids hanging out. Yeah, they're looking and waving and stuff like that, but I like that about the fans. I like that about this city, and then just the fact that there's always something to do. this is a great city. Toronto is amazing. The fans are amazing. Like I said, this organization is amazing. Everything is just elite about this experience. And it was a great experience for me.
Brad, when you're looking this summer at teams, essentially you could go to a team where you're not the only old guy on the team, or whatever.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy sort of being a veteran and mentoring this group of young guys and sort of playing that role, or would you rather go?
I enjoy the experience of playing basketball. Like I love everything about the game. My passion hasn't changed from me walking into this league 7 days after my 19th birthday to me being 33 years old. So I love the game of basketball, and whatever happens in free agency, I'll weigh the options when free agency starts. As of right now, like I said, I'm just focused on family and giving them the opportunity to enjoy having my wife having her husband around, and my kids having their father around. First thing my son said after the game was, now I can start playing. So he's ready to go. Well, both of them are ready to go, and they're ready to get to playing AAU, and I'll be at games watching them, and cheering them on and helping them get better at basketball. So, that's my only focus right now.
Hey, Thad, how much does that factor in? You touched on it a little bit earlier, but after 15 years, it might be easier maybe when they're young to kind of move them around and bounce them around, and now they're at that age where maybe they want to settle in friendships, let alone basketball and other sports programs or whatever. How much does that factor in?
It factors in a lot in my mind, but for my kids, like my kids are very unique. Like they indulge in the moving and traveling around, and they still have friends from Indiana, Chicago, even Philly when they're babies, and that they still talk to, still play video games with, and I think they like moving around more than I do. And they adapt to any situation, like any situation. I've seen them grow up and adapt to these situations. And I'm surprised at some of the things that they're able to adapt to. So, I know they love being around at the arena and being able to move around and talk to the players and take pictures with the players and stuff like that. But for me, I know that when I sit down with them, that I'll be able to have a conversation with them, and they'll tell me exactly what's on their mind and how they feel. As of right now, they want Pops to keep playing and and keep enjoying this experience, and they want to keep enjoying this experience. And for them, it doesn't matter, where they're at, because they're gonna adapt and adjust to every situation. They've been homeschooled for the past couple of years, so but we're definitely looking to get them in school. They can't stay home with daddy and mama no more.
Thad, you mentioned your chemistry with Chris Boucher, and Chris himself said, last year he put up big numbers and the team was losing, and he wanted to learn to be an impact player. What have you seen from him that makes him an impact player?
He's an immediate spark off the bench, immediate. He brings so much energy, and it really honestly reminds me of my younger self, because I would be those Sixer teams when I was coming off the bench with Lewis Williams. I would be an immediate spark off the bench, just out there just jumping around and making shots and rebounding, and always around the basketball and just having a knack for it. And he does the same exact thing. Chris is a really good player. He knows his role. He knows how to play in his role. Obviously, sometimes he might get out of his comfort level a little bit, but that's any player. But the good thing about him is it's easy to reel him back in. You talk to him, you say, "Hey, I need you to do this, this, and this," and he's gonna go do it. And I think there is a certain respect level between me and all the guys, and because I'm not coming in trying to take over or anything like that. I'm coming in to try to make everybody better, along with making the team better and the organization better. And that's what I've always set out to do. Whatever I come into a situation, is how can I help everybody around me get better, and how can I help myself get better in the process, and how can I help myself become a better leader?
Ted, a little bit on that note, I mean, Precious Chua mentioned very early in your time here before you influenced on him, what could share, would share, like, what kind of conversations would you have had with him about where he can go building off this year going into the offseason?
Well, I've always told him, like, from day one, like, hey, you're the most athletic on the team. Let's use that. Like, let's use your athleticism. Let's make sure, like, if you're out there playing, like, you're on the defensive side of basketball, you're blocking shots, you're rebounding, you're getting your body into guys, defending multiple positions, and then when you get shots, you're open, take them. Guy closes out hard on you, drive him, straight line, drive him to the basket. So just trying to keep it simple. Um, you know, um, and I think it's just a matter of just continuing to just talk to him and continue to keep his confidence up. Like sometimes, like with young guys, like they'll have a bad game or they might miss a couple free throws or something happens and stuff like that, and they get down on themselves. And I'm always gonna be the one that's always saying, okay, like it happened, let's move past it. Like you're a great player, you're a great individual. Let's continue to play. These things happen. It's human nature. You're not gonna always be perfect. I know everybody wants to be perfect, but it's not gonna happen. So let's focus on like continuing to get better. Keep your confidence high. Like I believe in you. I'm passing you the ball because I believe that you can make that shot. I'm, telling you where to run to or where to get to because I believe that that's the spot that you need to be in order for you to score the basketball. So just always helping and always making sure that I have a helping hand and making these young players into great players.